So let's see this question. Is this BCF or not? So answer the similar way. We want to check each function dependency after one. And this one, the left-hand side is AB. And we know key. AB is the key, so this is a super key. And let's see FD2. Left-hand side is D. So we also need to check if D is a super key or not. And obviously is not. It doesn't contain AB. So this is not a super key. Right, so this one, no violation. And then this is a violation. So as a result, we can say R is not in BCNF. And we also can see FD2. Right? So another, all right, so another thing we can do is actually we can use something similar to this to do another one and to ask another type of question that is give you a relation with keys and the functional dependencies and which normal form is that particular relations in. So this can be a more can be a practical question. So remember we talked at the beginning, very beginning of normalization. So people have all kinds of design, right? So when people give you a design, you can evaluate this design is in which normal form. So instead of say this design is good or bad, you say this design is in third normal form, or you say this design is in BCNF, or you say this design is in first normal form. And when you say something in BCNF, it's already implied it is in third, second, and first, because we already know every second in first, every third in second, every BCNF in third, right? So you only need to answer the highest normal form. So in other words, you say BCNF is sufficient. You don't need to say it is also in third, second, and first. Okay, so let's see. So say I have a A, B, C, D, E. I have three. I have the following relation, and I have two functional dependencies, and have one key. That's the combination of A, B. Okay, and my question is which normal form, right? And why? Okay, so let's see. When we have this, you have a two way to handle this. One is you start with first normal form, and if it's not in first normal form, then let me get rid of this or use another color. So one way to do is you start with first normal form. And if you found out this is not in first normal form, you do not need to continue. Right? If it's not in first, then definitely not in second, third, or BCNF. So you're done. But if this is in first, you have to go to second. And same thing, if it's not in second, you are done. But if it's in second, you need to check third and BCNF. So that's one way to do this. Another way to do is you start with BCNF. If it's already in BCNF, you're done. If not, you move on to third, then to second, and to first. either way is fine. I suggest you to do this just because BCF is very easy to check and compared to easily most of the stuff, you know, first morpheme is easy, but when you move to second, there's a lot of steps to do that. But BCF is easy, you know, third morpheme is easy. So that's why I suggest you to do this. So I will do, I will handle this question using this way. Okay, so let me start from beginning. So first of all, I want to check is R in BCNF or not. Right? So I want to check this. And this is basically the same as the question, as very similar to the question we just did, right? The exercise. So I want to see if R is in BCNF or not. And in order to do that, I need to check FD1 and AB is the left-hand side. I want to see if this is a super key or not. And this is a super key. Right, so no relation. And then we'll see FD2. I want to see C is not a super key, right? C does not contain the key. Okay, so we found the relation. So as a result, this is no. Okay, since this is no, okay, I need to move on to the second step, right? So if something is a BCF, that's it. You finish that. You just answer your design is in BCF. But in this case, it is not in BCF. We have to move on to see third. Right? So we want to see if are in third morpheme or not. And I know they have a lot of redundancy, but the only way I know you understand everything totally, or you don't understand, or you understand something is by the result you produce. So you have to show me the steps for each conclusion. So for FD1, I can see AB is a super key. So this is no relation. Then we move on to FD2. So you already know C is not a super key, right? So I know that's not going to make this true. So I can check the other side, B, right? So I want to see B is a prime or not. And we know B is a part of the key. So B is prime attribute. Okay, so this is also no, no relation. So as a result, we can see this is yes, right? Okay, so your answer should be R is in third morpheme. And of course, step 1, 2, they are just helping me to know your answers because that's actually step 1 to answer Y, right? And this is answer which one. Okay. So finally, we finish everything about the normalization. So we can move on to the next chapter. So we can see so far what we learned how to design from ER diagram to you implement in SQL, right? We also learn how to theoretically do analysis to evaluate a given design like this. This is a given design. People produce this table, right? With the functional dependency, we can see this design is in which normal form, like this case in third normal form, right?